I am 70 years old now, and I am about to tell you something that still feels strange to say out loud. 5 years ago, at the age of 65, I walked away from a marriage that had lasted 4 decades, 40 years, longer than many people live in the same house, longer than some people live at all. And I already know what you might be thinking. 65? Really? After all that time, why would anyone do that? Was I bored? Was I having a crisis? Did I suddenly decide I deserved something better after all those years? Maybe from the outside it looked reckless. From the inside, it felt like the first honest thing I had done in my entire adult life. If you are in a relationship right now that feels heavy, quiet, lonely in a way you cannot quite explain, I want you to listen carefully, not because my story is special, but because it is not. I stayed for reasons that will sound painfully familiar, and I left for a reason that almost no one wants to talk about. But before I tell you why I left, I need to tell you why I stayed, because that is where the truth really lives. I was 25 when I married my husband, David. It was the early 1982, and life still felt full of promise. We were both young, both practical, both trying to build something stable. He had a job in engineering. I worked part-time while finishing school. He was kind enough, dependable. My parents liked him. My friends said I was lucky. There was no big red flag, no dramatic warning, nothing you could point to and say, that is where it went wrong. It just slowly went quiet. David was not cruel. He did not shout. He did not cheat. He simply took up all the space. His job mattered more. His opinions carried more weight. His plans always came first. When I had an idea or a dream, it was treated like something sweet but impractical. I remember once, maybe 10 years into our marriage, telling him I wanted to go back to school to study psychology. I had always loved listening to people, understanding them. He looked at me and said, "What would that even lead to? We're doing fine. Why complicate things?" And I let it go. I let a lot of things go. Over time, I learned a quiet lesson. Wanting things was inconvenient, so I stopped wanting. Or at least, I stopped saying it out loud. We had 2 sons, and suddenly my life had a purpose that didn't require anyone to see me. I was needed. I was busy. I was important in a way that felt safe. I threw myself into motherhood the way some people throw themselves into religion. It gave me structure, it gave me meaning, and it gave me a reason not to notice how lonely I felt next to the man I shared a bed with. From the outside, we looked like a good family. Inside the house, we moved around each other carefully, like people trying not to bump into furniture in the dark. We talked about groceries, bills, the boys' grades. We did not talk about us. Years passed that way. Then, decades. By the time the boys left for college, David and I had almost nothing left to say to each other. We were polite, we were functional, we were strangers who happened to know each other's schedules. People would say, "You two are such a solid couple," and I would smile because it was easier than explaining the truth. The truth was that I felt invisible. I remember our 30th wedding anniversary. David bought me a card, the kind with glittery writing and a generic message about love. We went out to dinner. We talked about the weather and our sons' jobs. When we got home, he went to sleep, and I stood in the bathroom looking at my face in the mirror, wondering when exactly I had disappeared. I did not leave then. I did not even think about leaving, because by then I had a new set of chains. Fear, money, reputation, our shared history, our grown children. The idea of starting over at 60 felt almost ridiculous. Who would I be without this marriage? What would people say? How would I manage? So I stayed. I told myself this was what long marriages looked like. Quiet, practical, emotionally distant. I told myself wanting more was selfish. I told myself it was too late. Until it wasn't. The moment that changed everything was not dramatic. No affair, no screaming match. It was a Tuesday afternoon in a doctor's office. I was 64, sitting on a paper-covered chair while my doctor told me I had a heart condition that would need surgery. It was serious, but treatable. Still, I heard the words and felt something drop inside me. All I could think was, what if this is it? What if my life ends and this is all it ever was? In the weeks leading up to the surgery, I lay awake at night thinking about how many years I had spent waiting for David to notice me, waiting for things to feel better, waiting for life to begin. It never did. The surgery went well. I recovered, and in the quiet that followed, something inside me finally broke open. David sat in the hospital room beside me, scrolling through his phone, barely looking up. He was there, but he wasn't with me. And I realized something that felt terrifying and strangely clear. If I stayed, nothing would change. I would grow old next to someone who had never really known me. 2 months later, I told him I wanted a divorce. He looked shocked, hurt, confused. But we've been married 40 years, he said. Yes, I replied, and I have been lonely for most of them. The divorce was not easy. It was awkward and painful and expensive. Some people took his side. Some people quietly drifted away. My sister told me I was making a terrible mistake, but I did not feel like I was destroying my life. I felt like I was finally stepping into it. Telling my sons was the hardest part. They were adults by then, with lives of their own, but they had grown up believing their parents were happy. When I told them the truth, one of them cried, not because of the divorce, but because he realized how much I had hidden. At 66, I moved into a small apartment of my own. The first night there, I sat on the edge of the bed and felt terrified. What if I had ruined everything? What if I had made the biggest mistake of my life? But something else happened too. I felt quiet, in a good way. For the first time in decades, there was no one else's mood to manage, no one else's expectations to meet, just me. Slowly, I began to remember who I was. I took classes. I made friends. I filled my days with things that felt like they belonged to me. I am 70 now. My life is not perfect. Some days are lonely. Some days are hard. But I wake up in a space that is mine, in a life that feels honest. Here is the truth no one likes to say out loud. The regret is not about leaving. The regret is about staying too long. If you are watching this and you feel quietly unhappy, please know this: it is not too late. You are not foolish for wanting more, and the life you are afraid to choose is still waiting for you. If this story touched something in you, I want to ask you one simple thing. What is one fear that has kept you stuck longer than it should have?